it's Russell from PC, and we're here in Nashville today with the incredibly talented Larry Mitchell. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. This is great.
It's amazing. It's really great to meet you as well. You're an incredible player, and you've got a really unique tone print here. I think this is pretty cool. You know, an ode to a good friend of yours from the past.
Yeah, I've been into delays forever, from that dotted eighth note thing, which before, I don't remember us calling it dotted eighth notes, but it was we were trying to do kind of the U2, the Pink Floyd, and then Steve Stevens, one of my favorite guitar players. And I grew up in Brooklyn and then Far Rockaway, Queens. And Steve was the local guitar hero in Far Rockaway, Queens. And one of the coolest things that he did back in those days was on Rebel Yell, there's this ray gun sound. And I know Steve's talked about he uses a ray gun, a toy ray gun now. And I think I remember him doing it, I believe I remember him doing it with like an old Lexicon delay a long time ago. And in a magazine, I think he said that. And so that got me started on trying to get a cool thing with a delay. And so I used to try and make spaceship sounds and the ray gun sounds. And back in the 80s and early 90s, I remember delays would have these in-depth modulation sections. I used to have a 2290, and it had really in-depth modulation section. And even like just a couple of inexpensive rack delays, the first ones, they would have these modulations you could just take and crank up. And it seemed like that went away about 10 years ago, where for whatever reason, it seems like companies said, oh no one's ever going to need to turn the modulation up that high or run away and get crazy feedback and stuff like that. So I have a Flashback triple delay, and I been using it for a while, but I just plugged in the editor, just learned to use the editor. And one of the first things I was going to try and make a different kind of sound. And as soon as I saw the modulation section, my brain just went into overdrive. I was like, I can make a ray gun. And a friend of mine, Kevin, was there with me, and he's like, what do you mean by ray gun? So I said, yeah, you can just crank up the modulation and get this cool ray gun sound. And I would only use it probably maybe 2 or 3 times a night, although I have been known to use it quite a bit sometimes, but 2 or 3 times a night, and it's a cool sound, and it's fun. It definitely gives that emphasis, that stamp. Right. On like at the end of a solo.
I'll explain to the viewers what when you download the Larry Mitchell tone print, what you're going to get is the delay time is fixed. It's fixed at 20 milliseconds.
Yeah,
And that was the number you came up with. I guess you find that works best for the radio.
That works between 15 and 20. I mean, we could have made it so if it swings from 15 to 20, right. But 20 is a good.
Oh, we said because it sounds great at 20.
Yeah, it sounds great at 20.
So the delay is fixed at 20. The cool thing with this tone print is the feedback knob on your delay pedal, on your Flashback delay, has now been mapped to a speed control for the ray gun.
Yes, for the modulation.
For the modulation.
The depth is fixed.
Yep, and I can tell everybody exactly how far it's panning here. So the minimum value is around 3 hertz. Maximum value goes all the way up to 14 hertz. So it gives you a wide range of ray effect, and you found that 8.5 hertz is the speed you like, right?
Perfect, yes. Yes.
So that's the middle. If you put the knob straight up, you get 8.5 hertz, and that's the speed that you like for the ray gun sound. And one thing we should mention that we found, we tried a couple of different things, and what we've added is quite a bit of drive, tape saturation, I guess.
That was your idea, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely great. We tried kill drive first, but then the whole volume of the signal drops down too much, and then you added 17 dB.
It's a lot of drive, so that this will it's almost like a boost. When you kick on this effect, there's no way you're not going to hear it. And you can still hear the guitar underneath quite nicely. It's just going to push the ray gun to the front.
We should clarify, this is not for your jazz gig. And it sounds, when you put another delay behind it, it really, you get the big swirly kind of thing. And also, I like, you get very different tones when you go up the neck. So if you get, so fun sound.
Lots of fun. That's an incredible tone print. Well, thanks very much, Larry. That's incredible.
Sure. And, thank you.
Yeah, we've never actually tried that with a TonePrint before, so it's actually pretty cool. Especially adding the amount of drive that we have, it's almost like a
Boost.
drive, a little bit of a boost. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's a fun, like I said, it's about having fun, and I do festivals and do shows, and people come and go, "What was that sound? What are you using?" So I've been using delays to get that sound for a long time. It's great that I can have it in the Flashback triple delay, and also have some other delays behind it. Or you can do it in you can probably do this in the Flashback Mini.
Yeah, you can do it in the Flashback Mini for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. And Flashback X4, the whole line of Flashback
whole line.
delays. Yeah,
Cool.
Great.
Great.
Thank
And
you.
I'm using the dark matter in front of it right
Yes, how could we forget? The dark matter is pushing the amp into overdrive and giving us that.
now. I'd like to call this it's an ode to Steve Stevens. So ode to, or you know what? Tip of the hat to SS, to Steve Stevens.